Maybe. Nobody wants that, right? Let's do it. Hey everyone, today I am doing kind of like a quick review slash demo of these two new Milani mascaras. They were in my newest drugstore haul slash review slash new things in the drugstore video, and I talked about doing a first impressions video, and I can't call this a first impression because I've been using these two mascaras for about 2 weeks now, and so I have opinions formed, I have pros and cons, and so I'm just gonna do a demo and share my pros and cons. A ton of you guys said you wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I'm gonna try to make it quick. I have things written down, but before we get to that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the product and then I'm gonna do the demo. Clearly, I'm just holding like the empty packaging. Life of a YouTuber, I save empty packaging so I can tell you what the claims are and still use the product. Here are the actual tubes. The packaging is a little bit weird to me, like they use like several different fonts and it kind of seems old-timey. I don't know. That's totally not important, but it did kind of draw me in a little bit. These are both new. You don't necessarily have to use them together. They're not sold together. Well, I think they're in the same display, but I think it's just because they're both new. This one is the Big and Bigger Lashes Maximum Volume Mascara, and it's got a really funky brush. It's kind of like a lot of bristles here, and then there's a big flat side, and then there's a flat ring around the end. I don't totally understand why, but it can give you a whole lot of product when you were not expecting it. Just saying, before you see it, that's what the situation is. On the package it says intense volume, buildable texture, zero clumping, smudging, or flaking. That sounds like most mascaras I'd choose. When I'm looking for a mascara, I like a lot, pretty quick. I don't like to do like 800 coats of some lengthening mascara. I like volume, and that's what this is supposed to be. The other mascara I have is the Milani Length in Seconds Lash Extension Fibers, and it says lightweight fibers that extend lash tips, achieve a false lash look in seconds, and I am drawn in by these. I've done a review on the Too Faced one a long time ago. I've done a review on the Unique one, which I feel like everyone and their dog is trying to sell you for a while, and I'm just drawn into these because I love the look of false lashes, but I don't always like to use false lashes, but I'm kind of addicted to them, so I always want to do it, but I know it's kind of too much sometimes. I'm very torn. I'm like 5 different people on the inside, and half of them want to wear gigantic false lashes, like showgirl lashes, every single day, and the others like, let's keep it easy, get out the door, whatever. So I kind of have to appease both, and so anytime I see a new fiber extension mascara come out, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a compromise. Maybe we can all be happy. I sound crazy right now, but maybe you understand what I mean. A lot of times brands sell these as kind of like a set, not necessarily these two kinds of mascaras, but like a mascara to use with the fiber mascara. But since I bought these at the same time, I've just been using these together, and since they're the same brand, I thought, why not? And this one's like major volume, and this one is major also volume and length, and so some big things happen. I have a really weird dotting light thing. What is this? That's kind of cool and weird and probably distracting. I'm sorry. I can't help it. One thing that's a little bit different about my situation, I have extremely straight, sad lashes. I've talked about it 100 times. If you watch my channel, you totally know this, but I have to curl my lashes and then use waterproof mascara, and I always use the Maybelline The Rocket Volume waterproof to keep them curled throughout the day. So I do have to do that as my first step mascara, because these aren't waterproof, and so I don't think it would keep it curled, and so you'd probably see like a lot of length and volume and stuff, but they'd be going down, and nobody wants that, right? I agree. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the Rocket Volume on both eyes. So they're both curled, so they're a little bit more comparable, but then I'm just gonna go in with the Milani mascaras on one eye, and then you're gonna be able to like see the difference. Let's do it.
Alright, so here's my lashes with just one coat of the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Waterproof Mascara. They're curled and happy. And now it's time to put on the Big and Bigger Lashes Mascara. This is super volumizing, and just on its own, it adds quite a lot. I focus it on the outer edge, and that's where I'm going to be putting most of the fibers. This is the Length in Seconds fiber mascara, and you can see it's like the dusty, dust bunny white stuff. I've tried other ones that are like this. It's kind of along the same lines as those. I'm trying to be really super conservative because it can get pretty wild, and it can get in your eye. See, I have like a big clump. Gotta fix that. Can't go for that. It's scary. Now I'm adding another layer of the Big and Bigger mascara to kind of just sandwich those fibers in and cover them up, because you can see the white on your lashes, but once you add this mascara, it covers them all up, and it can get pretty crazy, so you do have to work with it, but the end of this brush is pretty good for separating the lashes. And now I'm done. As you can see, this one has the fibers and this one does not, and you can see the difference.
Okay, so obviously I have one eye done and one eye not done. You can definitely tell the difference, but obviously you could tell the difference if you did multiple coats of mascara on one eye and the other eye. Well, hopefully you could if it was a good mascara. Keep in mind, I was pretty conservative with the Milani mascaras because I didn't want it to go way overboard, because that can get, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do my pros and cons, okay? All right. Number one pro, you can get big dramatic lashes really quick without false lashes, and I think that's the whole point of any fiber mascara, but this one definitely achieves that. Also, it's more natural looking than wearing false lashes. It's not natural looking, but it's more natural than having like a lash band and potentially like lash glue, and maybe it's lifting or something like that. You don't have to worry about any of that, obviously. So it's dramatic without being like crazy fake. I feel like I'm stating the obvious. And third on the list is it's affordable. It's from the drugstore, so it's pretty cheap. I can list what I paid for them down below. I don't have it in front of me. I got them both from Walgreens, and it's from the drugstore. Doesn't break the bank, so that's always nice. Next up, the cons. First off, sounds a lot like the first thing on my pros list, but they can get really clumpy / scary / Tammy Faye Baker, if you know who that is, points for you, real quick. And that can actually, that can be a good thing for some people. Some people just like bigger, kind of, not clumpier, but like thicker lashes. And I am usually one of those people. Like, I don't go full Tammy Faye Baker. I don't think you ever want to go full Tammy Faye Baker, but I do like very noticeable, I don't know how to say it, but I like when my mascara does something. But I know there are people out there that are much more like perfectionist, and they want their lashes to all be like, whoa, separated and perfect, and you know, I don't know, all going the right way, because this one can definitely like clump up your lashes, and especially towards the inner corner. I notice like if I'm not pretty careful, it can be kind of like all over the place. And I know that would drive some people crazy. For me, I kind of like, I try to work with it a little bit, and after that, it is what it is, and I just go on with my life. But I do like that it gets dramatic, but it can't get too dramatic. It's a delicate balance. And the next thing on the cons list is it's pretty out of control. You can try your best to be careful, but sometimes like if I curl my lashes kind of quickly or haphazardly, or I do my waterproof mascara like weird, or I don't kind of focus, because you do have to focus on it, it can get really crazy really fast. And even if you are really careful, sometimes it is just out of control. Jesus, take the wheel. Your lashes are doing their own thing. You're not in charge anymore. And that might really, really irritate some people. Again, I am willing to work with it. I think that I do really like this mascara. I've been using it for about 2 weeks, and it helps me with my like false lashes addiction. And so I don't have to be like that person that shows up to this really casual event with false lashes on, which I don't have a problem with, and I don't really have a lot of shame about. But I don't know, at times I do feel a little bit silly, like, wow, why am I wearing these giant false lashes when, you know, I totally don't have to be. Who knows if you'll know what I mean by that, but it is something that's just like, you get dramatic lashes without having to wear falsies. I still love wearing falsies, definitely, and it doesn't really replace that, but it's kind of somewhere in between. It's just, it just bumps up your mascara game. So overall, I really like this product. I know it's not for everyone. Obviously, you saw the demo, you see the before and after, and I think you can tell whether this product is for you just by seeing that and hearing my pros and cons. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know what you want to see me review next down below. That would be awesome. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed so you can keep up with all my new videos. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. You are my people and I love you. And if you want to talk to me on social media or whatever, I'm everywhere. It's LeighAnnSays. I'll put those links down below also, like along with the prices and the product names and stuff like that. Whoa, wait, I actually have one more thing because I feel like a lot of you are gonna ask. On my lid, I don't have a lot of eyeshadow and stuff, but the main color that I have is the new ColourPop Kathleen Lights collab, and this is Weenie. It's a really, really, really pretty like rose gold color, and I've been wearing it alone on my lids a lot. I've been trying to be a little bit more low maintenance with this mascara, which isn't completely low maintenance, and more like a one color shadow kind of thing, especially like during the week. And this, I've been pretty infatuated with this color. Again, it's Weenie. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, I was trying to end the video. Back to that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Have like a nice. Also nice. It's not like a lot of liquid lipsticks where you have to like be at home with your coconut oil to get it off and reapply, which I think is just so impractical, or it's impractical for my life. Like I need something that's gonna stay on